Welcome back to the channel, and this is the 3 things that Liverpool need to do next season if they want to retain and if they want to win the Champions League. It's very simple. All you have to do is listen to elfayz. Onslaught will be sacked this season.
What position in the league will Liverpool be when he gets sacked?
I see him finishing in the first 3 to 4 months as a top 10 team. Yes, I know. I predicted Onslaught to be sacked. Yes, I know. But I've also had so many hits about Liverpool over the past 2 years that everyone only put emphasis on that one take and one take only, which I know is pretty bad. But anyway, listen, this is the 3 things that Liverpool need to do for next season if they want to retain. Before I start any further, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and comment what you think about the 3 things that I've mentioned and if you've got any other ideas. In the last Liverpool video that I've made, I mentioned that Liverpool squad is not enough for them to win the Premier League next season, and I emphasized certain positions which they need to target for this summer window. The first thing that Liverpool need to do is that they need to sort out the centre-back position. They have Virgil van Dijk and they've got Konate, 2 players which is more than capable enough to start for them for the rest of the season. However, they need backups. We all know about Konate's injury problems. Virgil van Dijk is getting to the age where he can't be starting every single game, so they need replacements off the bench. However, his former teammates, as you guys have seen, Quansah has just departed Liverpool and is going to Leverkusen, which means Liverpool needs to sign one more centre-back. All the reports has been saying that Marguerite from Crystal Palace could potentially join next season. However, if it came down to me, that wouldn't be the signing that I would make. Don't get me wrong, he's a very good centre-back, very experienced, played for Crystal Palace over the past so many years. Of course, won the FA Cup last season. We all know about him. England international, did very well in the last Euros, which for me was one of the best performances of any player in the Euros. However, I feel like he would come in and pretty much demand to start. You're not going to sign Mark Guehi from 40 to 50 million and expect him to be on the bench or happy to be on the bench. Newcastle wants him, but they want him to start. Liverpool want him, but they're basically saying to him, you're coming to be on the bench. If anyone goes down, you're the first person to step in. If anyone needs rest, you're the first person to step in. I don't think you'll be happy with that. For me, I've got someone that might not have the same experience as him, but trust me, he is as talented, if not more, than him. His upside is way more. And his name is Hato from Ajax, 20-year-old. He first got his caps 2 years ago. Last season, became the captain of Ajax at the age of 19. He's been doing absolutely incredible. Real Madrid, my own club, has looked at him and made him a target once Rudiger and Militao gets to that age where they need a replacement. But Hato wants the Premier League. And there's certain clubs in the Premier League who would love to have him. United, Chelsea, Arsenal, but I feel like Liverpool would be the perfect fit, and I think Liverpool should make him his priority. First of all, he's very versatile, can play as a left back and centre back. Secondly, he will come in and learn from his Dutch teammate Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk will be his mentor and will teach him everything. And trust me, he will be basically the heir of Virgil van Dijk, the replacement of Virgil van Dijk, the successor of Virgil van Dijk. Ball playing, incredible at the age. Very smart, very great IQ. And in terms of positioning awareness, he's got it to the luck. He's very good ball progressor. And if you ask me who I would rather have between the two, I would pick Hato all day long. The second thing that Liverpool need to do is the midfield position. I make that a priority that next season Liverpool needs to solve that. We know what happened from February onwards last season, where Gravenberch and Alexis, their legs pretty much ended come March time. Hence the reason why they lost against PSG, and hence the reason towards the last 3-4 months, Liverpool's form started to dip despite the fact they won a couple games and of course won the league. And also they need players off their bench. Of course, Wirtz coming in will be massive for them. But there's one person who I thought was on his way out. I thought him going to Brighton was a done deal. But after what this man had just done at the under-21 Euros, where he's just helped and carried England to success, Harvey Elliott, for me, Liverpool should make it a priority rather than selling him and, of course, getting 40 million, 45 million. But in today's market, everyone's worth 50 million. In today's market, any good player is worth 50 million. But for me, Harvey Elliott is very, very talented. I'm not too sure why he never got a lot of minutes on the onslaught last season. Of course, I know the injuries hurt him pretty much mid-season and beginning of the season. But towards the end of the season, I never saw him. He came off the bench, scored against, of course, PSG. But since that, I never saw him get any sort of major minutes. And I feel like for next season, if Liverpool had the option of whether to sign a replacement for Harvey Elliott or keeping Harvey Elliott, for me, it would be keeping Harvey Elliott, but getting one more person, and that needs to be a 6, someone that can come in for Gravenberch, someone that can come in for Alexis, someone that is good enough to start for both Alexis and Gravenberch. Something that I can't say the same about Endo. I can't see Endo starting for Liverpool in 2025. Put that in the bag. I've got one recommendation, and that is the same recommendation that I gave my club, and my club basically looked at him and say, he is not galactical signing. Maybe it comes down to his appearance. But Liverpool don't care about appearance. Liverpool will sign any sort of player. And trust me, this player is as talented as it comes. Toni Kroos basically recommended him and said that Real Madrid must sign him because I can see me in him. His name is Angelo Stiller from Stuttgart. This guy can do it all. This guy can play the 6, the 8, and the 10 at a good level. This guy is a complete midfielder when it comes to defensively and going forward. And that is exactly what Liverpool need. You see Alexis, who is a very, very all-around midfielder, very complete. You see Gravenberch, who's added a lot on his defensive game, but going forward, his ball carrying is exceptional. But when these two don't play, Liverpool midfield last season was non-existent. Szoboszlai can't do that. Curtis Jones can do it, but not consistently. Harvey Elliott never got the minutes, and Endo, he's not it. Angelo Stiller can be that replacement. Off the bench, starting games, no matter what. And his transfer value is only 35 million. 35 million in today's market for Angelo Stiller? But that's peanuts. Absolute peanuts. Liverpool should not miss that signing. He is literally a Liverpool player when I look at him. And the last but not least, the last thing that Liverpool need to do is fix their strikers for next season. Gakpo and Diaz is on the left. Strikers, they basically have Jota and Darwin Núñez, who isn't good enough to be the 2 striker option for next season. Hence the reason why we've seen so many players being recommended and being rumoured to, of course, Liverpool. One of them being Isak, which, like I said in my last video, I don't think that's happening. Newcastle are not selling Isak for anything less than 150 million. Liverpool are not prepared to pay 150 million. And why would Newcastle offload him when he is in the Champions League? And Isak himself made it very clear, I want the Champions League. I'm happy here. And if I get to the Champions League, I will stay here. So I think that is all rumours. For me, there should be one person and one person only. The same person I mentioned literally on Sky Sport a couple months ago when I was asked who should be the striker if Onslaught wants to retain the Premier next season. And I said,
You're suggesting you go ekitike.
that's correct. First of all, if you go back throughout Liverpool's tenure over the past 7 years with Klopp as well, the best moment of Liverpool's dynasty came with Firmino was there. I think he gives the closest vibe of Firmino. He gives you higher XG than Osimhen. He's a better movement of the player, and he's a better creator of the player. And if you need that, especially with Trent Gunn, and the midfield, as we spoke, in terms of creation isn't the highest, you need someone that can drop deep and create for the team.
I just think when you watch Osimhen and you look at like that presence and that movement when he's hunting players down, muscling players off the ball, I just think he's a far more established, strong player than what Ekitike is. And I think if you want to continue that success at the top, this is a position that you don't want to take too much of a gamble. And I think you're taking more of a gamble maybe for a long-term gain with someone like Ekitike, whereas I think you've got yourself someone who's right in it, who's going to hit the ground running.
Salah's getting older. You need someone that can help Salah in terms of, if you sign Osimhen, Salah's still going to be the main creator for this team. Let's be honest. Trent is gone. Salah's still the main creator. If you sign Osimhen, Osimhen's not going to drop deep, link up with the team, help Salah. It'll be Hugo.
Just think about Kvaratskhelia and Osimhen, that partnership. Salah and Osimhen. Think about that for a second, guys.
But Kivicius a completely different player.
I feel like ekitike is the more likely option that Liverpool would go for. They seem to assign players that are slightly younger, make them superstars at the club. It feels to me like ekitike is a more likely signing. I think it's ekitike.
Bro, Ekitike would be perfect in the system. I mentioned it in the clip just now. And if Liverpool wants to retain the Premier next season, they should literally follow every single one of my options. Put down in the comments what you guys think. If you've got any other suggestions on certain players and certain positions, whether that's Hato or Gihi, or signing another midfielder, not Angela Stiller, or signing a striker, not Ekitike, put down in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you tomorrow with another Premier League video. Peace.